The file you are about to hear has been thoroughly scrutinized by the Ethics Committee and approved by the O5 Council for release to trusted associates of the Foundation. This is SCP Unredacted. Item number SCP-6124. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. As SCP-6124 presents ubiquitously within global livestock populations, no containment is necessary. The anomaly is functionally accepted as a non-anomalous facet of civilian life, and discovery of its underlying properties and history is unlikely. Foundation agents embedded within civilian paleontology projects are to discourage the discovery of REDACTED if such an event becomes a reasonable matter of concern. Description: SCP-6124 is a cognitohazardous vector affecting worldwide Bos taurus populations, activated when viewing cattle at high speeds. The anomaly presents exclusively in humans and impacts two sections of the human nervous system, the prefrontal cortex and the midline Raphe nuclei along the brainstem, producing the following behavioral and neurological changes. Strong favorability towards and interest in nearby cattle, particularly during periods of grazing or rest. Increased production of 5-hydroxytryptamine, 5-HTP, resulting in the sudden lightening of mood and momentary cessation of depressive tendencies. The anomaly's effects cease when the observer diverts their gaze from the cattle responsible for the vector. Current paleontological evidence suggests the anomaly is a vestigial genetic feature evolved to decrease B. taurus's predation by the REAO-6124-A organism. The fossil of REAO-6124-A indicates it was a large, carnivorous prehistoric bird capable of sustained high-velocity flight. Its diet consisted of large quadrupedal mammals captured alive. REAO-6124-A was exceptionally long-living, anomalously so, and evidence of its impact on mammalian populations dates back to the late Mesozoic era. The circumstances resulting in its death, occurring sometime prior to the Neolithic Age, are undetermined. The anomaly likely deterred B. taurus's selection as a prey animal by REAO-6124-A before the latter perished. Its presentation in humans remains unexplained, outside of hypothetical similarities in how REAO-6124-A and humans process visual cognitohazards. Addendum: Effects on humans. Footage captured by the front-facing and rear-facing cameras of Dr. Schuyler's vehicle recorded as she and Dr. Reams approached Site 17 on the morning of 16 August 2009. Schuyler drives as Reams observes the countryside from the passenger seat. Begin log. Schuyler clears her throat and double-checks her phone's navigation app before returning her attention to the road. Reams nods towards a pasture the two are approaching.
Cows.
Cows. Love those guys.
Yeah. Horses.
Nice. Those guys are cool too.
End log. Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you like what you hear, follow the link in the description to patreon.com/scpunredacted and help support me by becoming a patron for as little as $3 a month. You can get access to production logs, merchandise, recognition, and even a part in a skip. Regardless of tier, all patrons get early access to every single episode. I don't have the talent it takes to write a skip. All I do is read. Original authors make this podcast possible, so credit to the original author. Their link's in the description. Show them some love as well. Consider becoming a member of the SCP Wiki. Upvote their work and maybe write a skip of your own. Maybe I'll read it here someday. You never know if you never try. The content of this podcast and content relating to the SCP Foundation, including the SCP Foundation logo, is licensed under Creative Commons Share-alike 3.0, and all concepts originate from scpwiki.com and its authors. This recording, being derived from this content, is hereby also released under Creative Commons Share-alike 3.0.